Why Georgia, the country, is not Georgia, the state Georgia versus Georgia. One's a state in the United States. The other is a country nestled at the crossroads of Europe and Asia. But how did they end up sharing the same name? Are they connected in any way? Stay tuned as we explore this fascinating question. Let's start with the basics. Georgia, the state, is located in the southeastern United States. It's famous for peaches, southern hospitality, and being one of the original 13 colonies of America. Meanwhile, Georgia, the country, is a nation in the South Caucasus region, bordered by Russia, Turkey, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. It has stunning mountains, ancient traditions, and a unique alphabet. So, where does the confusion come from? A tale of two names. First, let's talk about the name, Georgia, for the country. The name, Georgia, is closely associated with Saint George, one of the most venerated saints in Christianity. Saint George is not only one of the most famous Christian martyrs but also the patron saint of Georgia. His cult was especially strong in Georgia, and the Georgians often referred to themselves as the people of Saint George. Western Europeans first encountered Georgia through travelers, crusaders, and missionaries during the Middle Ages. Through these interactions, they learned about the strong Georgian devotion to Saint George. These travelers, particularly Italians and French, referred to the country as Georgia, in honor of its connection to the saint. This name eventually passed into English through Latin and Greek influences. Interestingly, the Georgian flag itself reflects this connection. It features the cross of Saint George, reinforcing the deep cultural and religious ties to the saint. Now, Georgia in the United States got its name in the 18th century. It was named after King George II of Britain when the colony was founded in 1732. So, no, the state wasn't named after the country. It was named after a monarch. Geography and culture. Despite sharing a name, these two places couldn't be more different. Georgia, USA, is a state with a population of over 10 million people, known for its role in the civil rights movement and its booming film industry. Fun fact: it's sometimes called the Hollywood of the South. On the other hand, Georgia, the country, has a population of just under 4 million. It's known for its ancient winemaking traditions, which date back over 8,000 years, making it one of the oldest wine-producing regions in the world. Shared misconceptions: a social media post with the caption, "Visiting Georgia this summer. Can't wait for the mountains." A comment underneath says, "Which Georgia?" It's not uncommon for people to mix these two up, especially online. Imagine booking a trip to Tbilisi and ending up in Atlanta. While one might expect khachapuri and churchkela in the country, they'll find fried chicken and pecan pie in the state. If you ask a Georgian what their country is called, they'll say, Sakartvelo. This name is deeply rooted in Georgia's history and geography. The root of the word, Kartvel, refers to the people of the central Georgian region of Kartli. This region, historically known as Iberia, not to be confused with the Iberian Peninsula, played a crucial role in the formation of the Georgian state. The prefix, sa, is a common Georgian linguistic feature used to denote a place or territory, much like land of in English. So, Sakartvelo essentially means the land of the Kartvelians. Historically, the Georgians have used this name for their country for centuries. However, this name was rarely adopted by outsiders, who instead used their own terms based on how they encountered Georgia in trade, conquest, or religious contexts. Why do countries have different names for the same place? Now, this raises an interesting broader question. Why do different languages often have their own names for the same place? This phenomenon, known as exonymy, happens because of historical, linguistic, and cultural differences. When one group encounters another, they often create a name for the people or place based on their own language, perspective, or experience. For example, the Germans call their country Deutschland, but in English, we say, Germany. The Japanese call their country Nihon or Nippon, but in English we say, Japan. Similarly, Georgians call their country Sakartvelo, while the English say, Georgia, and the Russians say, Gruzija. These differences reflect the complex ways in which cultures interact and influence each other over time. Why it matters? Why is this distinction important? Well, it's more than just geography. It's about understanding the world's diversity. Georgia, the country, has its own rich history, language, and culture that often get overshadowed by its more famous namesake in the US. Recognizing these differences helps us appreciate the uniqueness of both. A call to curiosity. So, next time you hear someone mention Georgia, take a moment to ask, which one? Both have incredible stories to tell, and both are worth exploring. Whether it's the southern charm of the state or the ancient traditions of the country, Georgia, whichever one you mean, is full of surprises.